All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here talking about real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. I think the Journey chemistry is coming back. Great interview here. I want to talk a little bit about this interview between Joe Bonamassa and Neal Schon, where Joe is asking him who's in the current lineup for Journey.
Call it the 2020-2021 Journey lineup. Who's in the band now?
Okay, well, it's myself. That's the only one that's actually been here since the very beginning. Every show that we ever played, never missed a show, on every recording we've ever done, and done all the miles.
Right.
Okay, Jonathan Cain, who's been here for a long time, great, friend and writing partner. We're back in it. Him and I have the juices flowing. We're writing like unbelievable stuff right now.
Yeah.
Wow. So Neal Schon says here that he and Jonathan Cain are writing unbelievable stuff right now. Oh man, if you're a Journey fan, you were hoping that this would happen again. Neal Schon a few years ago was complaining about the lack of chemistry. It appears that the chemistry is back.
I'm excited about that because for a while there was just a shutdown and there was nothing going on. But him and I are really clicking again. And even though we haven't been in the room, it's happening. And so, and Arnell is with us and he's singing really well. And we just sent him a track that he's going to be putting a vocal on. And we should have a single out soon. Actually, by the end of next month, possibly, we'd have a new song out. And we're working on a whole album. But we now have Randy Jackson on bass.
The great Randy Jackson, who's been in the band before.
All right, so, and we also learn here that Journey will have a new song out by the end of next month. This is why I scour the internet looking for videos. I know it's a boring job, but somebody has to do it. They're talking about Randy Jackson here, which is very cool.
He's been in the band before when Steve Perry, fired Ross and Steve Smith before Raised on Radio. Randy was in the band and did that tour with us before we didn't finish the tour. But Randy fits like a glove. He's an amazing person. Sings his ass off too.
Yes.
It's great to have that vocal power. And Narda, Michael Walden, is like, Joe, we laid down something yesterday. I swear to God, I'm going to send you just the rough when we get off here.
Yeah.
And you're going to go, holy shit.
Yeah.
Because it's like, man, it sounds so good. And it's just him and I, right?
Okay. And so again, this is what this band needed. This was a shot in the arm. Neal is like visually excited about this. Like he is just, beaming with wait till you hear this. By the way, Neal, if you want to send me the same demo that you're going to send Joe, I would love to hear it. But apparently that's just Neal and Narada playing off each other.
Because Randy's not around. He's in LA. Everybody else is in a different place right now. But
Yeah.
I go, Narda, I said, you and I think, really should work like I used to work with Steve.
Yeah.
And I did the 2 solo records with Smith. The last solo records I did where I just built everything off of drums and guitar.
Right.
And I played the bass, and then, whoever played bass later would come in and do it.
Yeah.
And so we're doing that. And yesterday I came up with something that is so rocking. And it sounds like New Journey. Definitely.
Sounds like New Journey. I mean, this is a great interview, and we're getting a lot of intel here.
I'm excited to get Arnell on it and get Jonathan's take on it. But, I've been sending so much music to all the guys and writing like a demon, man. I've been taking advantage of the time since we had to, being off. This is not one of, this is just a little funky Les Paul that I like the sound of it that I got from Bananas here in the Bay Area.
That's a legendary store. So I have a question for you. How'd you meet Jonathan? Now that we're talking about the lineup, John's been there since what, 78, 79?
Jonathan Cain, I met while Babies, the band The Babies, which are Ricky Phillips and Tony and Jonathan, opened up for Journey many times. We did a couple tours together, and I used to sit and I'd watch Jonathan from the side of the stage, and I dug the fact that he was really a band player, and he was kind of like the guy that held all the glue together. Then I was also aware that he was like a great songwriter.
Yeah.
And then I really liked the fact that he played rhythm guitar. Kind of like, that opens up a lot of stuff that we can do, that's different, to get him off keys and get him on guitar, which, Stone and Love came from, and, all this stuff. And so him and I began hanging out on tour, and we go to clubs afterwards and sit in. I got to know the guy. And that is just kind of when Greg, had decided he'd had enough of touring and he wanted to get off tour. He wanted to have a family and just sort of chill out. Jonathan was my first choice.
Wow. So what a difference a few years make as far as relationships go. It appears that Neal and Jonathan are doing well, and the fact that Neal is singing John's praises these days is just really great for Journey fans. I mean, this is great news, and it sounds like there's some really great music being made. So we shall see how it all turns out, but this is a great interview. You can go on Joe Bonamassa's Facebook page if you want to watch from the beginning. There's some great information about Neal back in high school and Neal being from Oklahoma and, all of his talents that he had early on and the fact that he took a lot of his musical influences even from his parents and so forth. So it's a really great interview, but it's just really encouraging to hear that Journey will have music possibly by the end of next month that we can listen to, a first single, and then who knows, like I say, maybe before the end of the year, there's a whole new album on the way, which will be pretty interesting to hear, especially since we haven't had new Journey music now in 9 years. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. So there you have it. Great interview between these two guitar legends. Again, check it out on Joe's Facebook page. And, of course, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.